You've been told to stay calm, to take it easy, to relax. But deep down, you know you weren't built for easy. You were built for war. You were built to conquer, to push, to bleed, to grind until your bones ache and your heart burns. Discipline is the real alpha energy. It's not the roar, it's the silence. It's not the flex, it's the follow through. The world confuses power with presence, but true strength doesn't need to announce itself. Discipline is the quiet force that turns potential into results and dreams into reality. It's the thing that separates the talkers from the doers, the strong from the soft, the focused from the distracted. Anyone can be fired up for a day. Anyone can feel unstoppable when things go right. But discipline doesn't care about feelings. It operates on command, not emotion. The man who masters discipline masters himself. And the man who masters himself is unstoppable. Discipline is what wakes you up when your body says stay down. It's what makes you train when no one is watching, grind when there's no applause, and stay consistent when the excitement fades. It's not about being perfect, it's about being relentless. Every time you choose to do what needs to be done, instead of what's easy, you add another brick to the foundation of your character. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, you build a bond that no setback can break. Motivation might get you started, but only discipline keeps you moving when the fire burns out. Because real power doesn't come from emotion. It comes from commitment. Discipline doesn't scream. It whispers. It's not dramatic, it's deliberate. It's saying no to distractions, no to weakness, no to comfort. It's skipping the party to hit the gym, turning off the noise to focus on the mission, sacrificing short-term pleasure for long-term pride. It's the alpha energy that doesn't chase validation because it's too busy chasing results. A disciplined man doesn't waste energy trying to look powerful. He becomes powerful by doing the work no one else wants to do. The world notices his consistency before it ever hears his voice. That's what real dominance looks like. Not arrogance, but control. Discipline is the difference between a man who dreams and a man who executes. The dreamer talks about goals. The disciplined man creates them. The dreamer waits for the right time. The disciplined man makes the time. Discipline kills excuses because it doesn't rely on moods. It relies on standards. You don't need to feel ready when you've trained yourself to act anyway. Every day you show up, you harden your will. Every rep, every step, every early morning or late night, it's all building something bigger than muscle. It's building a mind that doesn't fold under pressure. Because discipline is forged in repetition. It's built in those small, daily victories that no one else sees. There's no shortcut to strength. There's no hack for consistency. The world loves quick fixes, but the disciplined man knows that mastery takes time, patience, and pain. He doesn't flinch at discomfort, he feeds on it. Discipline is choosing to do the hard thing again and again until it becomes your nature. When others quit, he remains. When others complain, he adapts. When others hesitate, he moves. That's why disciplined men dominate. They operate at a level where effort is automatic and execution is expected. Discipline isn't just about habits. It's about identity. It's deciding who you are and living in alignment with it every day. You don't need to announce you're disciplined. People will see it in how you carry yourself. They'll see it in your body, your focus, your work, your results. Discipline is what turns chaos into clarity, weakness into willpower, and potential into proof. The man who has discipline doesn't need luck. He doesn't need approval, and he doesn't need perfect conditions. He just needs time, because he'll outlast everyone else. That's real alpha energy. Not emotion, not ego, not noise. Just pure consistency, pure control, pure commitment. Discipline is the force that builds kings, leaders, warriors, and winners. It's the foundation of everything strong, and without it, no man stands for long. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. It's the silent killer of potential, the sweet poison that convinces you you're fine where you are. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it robs you of everything powerful inside you. It's the soft pillow that lulls your hunger to sleep, the warmth that makes you forget you were born to conquer. Every great man, every champion, every visionary had to declare war on comfort. Because comfort doesn't build character, it destroys it. The moment you choose comfort over challenge, you stop growing. You trade progress for peace, and peace is temporary. The truth is, greatness and comfort can't coexist. You either chase one or settle for the other. The comfort zone is a cage disguised as safety. It makes you believe you're winning because nothing hurts. But in reality, nothing's happening. Growth lives in resistance. You only find out who you are when things get hard, when your back is against the wall, when you have no option but to fight. But most people never reach that point because they keep running back to what's familiar. They want success without sacrifice, without risk, victory without battle. It doesn't work like that. Comfort breeds weakness. It makes you soft, hesitant, indecisive. You lose the fire that once burned inside you because you stop feeding it with challenge. Comfort makes men forget their mission. It convinces them they've done enough when they've barely started. The path to greatness is paved with discomfort. Every rep that burns, every early morning that hurts, every failure that stings, it's all shaping you into something stronger. You can't build resilience in the easy moments. You can't develop grit in the soft seasons. You grow in the struggle. You evolve in the pain. You transform in the moments when you want to quit but don't. That's where your future self is forged. The man who embraces discomfort becomes dangerous because he's trained to survive what others avoid. He doesn't flinch when life gets hard because he's been there before. He's conditioned for chaos. And that's what greatness demands: adaptation through adversity. The greatest enemy of your potential is the comfort that tells you you're good enough. It's the voice that says, rest a little longer. Take it easy. You deserve a break. But what you deserve is to see how far you can go. Comfort will never give you that. Comfort will never introduce you to the strongest version of yourself. You only meet that man when you're tired, when you're doubting, when you're pushing through exhaustion and fear. Comfort never gives, it only takes. It takes your edge, your drive, your hunger. It leaves you living at half capacity, wondering why you feel empty even though everything seems fine. You have to break up with comfort if you want to build a life worth remembering. You have to stop negotiating with your limits. The real fulfillment isn't found in rest. It's found in growth. It's not in the easy days, it's in the hard ones. The pain you feel when you stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone is not punishment. It's proof that you're alive, that you're evolving, that you're becoming more. Every time you resist the pull of comfort, you reclaim power over your mind. You tell yourself that ease doesn't control you. You control it. And when you learn to live that way, you become unstoppable. Comfort wants to keep you the same, but greatness demands change. Comfort wants you to play small, but greatness wants you to risk it all. Comfort wants you to survive, but greatness wants you to thrive. You can't build a legacy in the soft zone. You can't create something extraordinary if you're always chasing what's convenient. Greatness requires pain, patience, and persistence. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to test you. That's how it separates the talkers from the doers. The moment you start seeking comfort, you stop chasing greatness. And the man who stops chasing greatness stops living. Earn your respect. Don't demand it. Real respect isn't handed out. It's built through consistency, sacrifice, and proof. You don't get respect because you want it. You don't get it because you talk loud or act tough. You get it because you've earned it, because you've done what others won't, because your actions speak for you when your mouth stays shut. Too many people chase validation instead of value. They want attention, not achievement. They post, they boast, they talk about how hard they're grinding. But respect doesn't live online. It lives in reality, in the unseen hours, in the quiet moments when you keep your word and do the work without applause. The truth is, respect doesn't come from what you say. It comes from what you do repeatedly. You can't fake consistency. You can't fake effort. You can't fake results. You earn respect through the discipline of showing up, even when no one's watching. You earn it by standing tall when life tries to knock you down, by staying calm when others panic, by being solid when everyone else breaks. That's what people notice. That's what they trust. They see it in your actions, not your attitude. Respect is a byproduct of your standard. How you carry yourself, how you treat others, how you move when no one's clapping. The man who demands respect without earning it is the one who's loudest in the room, but weakest inside. True power doesn't beg. It attracts. It doesn't chase approval because it doesn't need it. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone if your work already does the talking. When you're consistent, when you're reliable, when you deliver results again and again, people will recognize it. They might not praise you right away, but over time, they can't ignore you. Because respect grows in silence. It's watered by your actions and harvested through your results. Respect comes from accountability. When you own your mistakes, when you take responsibility instead of making excuses, you show strength. Weak men deflect, strong men reflect. They don't run from blame, they fix what's broken. That's how you build trust. That's how you show character. Anyone can celebrate their wins, but it takes a real man to own his losses. Respect is earned in how you handle failure, not just success. When people see that you don't fold under pressure, that you don't shift blame, that you don't quit when things go dark, they respect you because you're rare. There's a difference between being liked and being respected. Being liked is easy. You say what people want to hear. You play it safe. You fit in. But respect doesn't come from fitting in. It comes from standing out. It comes from being firm in your values, even when it's unpopular. It comes from doing what's right, not what's easy. Respect is built when you hold the line. When you don't compromise your integrity for approval. You might lose a few people along the way, but the ones who stay will see your strength. You can't demand what you haven't demonstrated. You can't walk into a room and expect people to bow to your words. They need to see your consistency, your work ethic, your self-control. Respect is earned through repetition of excellence. Every day you put in effort, every promise you keep, every time you show up prepared, you're building your legacy brick by brick. The world watches quietly, but it remembers the ones who deliver. You want respect. Then stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. Stop expecting instant recognition. Stop chasing the spotlight. Focus on building results that can't be ignored. When your actions speak louder than your ego. When your word carries weight because you've proven again and again. Respect will follow you naturally. You don't have to demand it. It will come because it has no choice. Respect doesn't respond to noise. It responds to proof. So stay quiet, stay focused, and let your work do the talking. That's how you earn it, and that's how you keep it. Pain is the test of your manhood. It's the moment that separates the real from the fake, the disciplined from the fragile, the warriors from the talkers. Every man wants to be called strong until life hits him hard. Every man wants respect until pain enters the picture. Pain exposes truth. It doesn't care about your confidence, your image, or your words. It looks straight through the surface and asks one question. How much can you take before you quit? That's what defines you. Not how you act when things are easy, but how you respond when everything falls apart. Pain is life's way of checking your foundation. You can fake toughness when everything's going your way, but pain tears away the mask and shows the world what you're really made of. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. It doesn't destroy you. It introduces you to your limits and then dares you to push past them. The truth is, every strong man has scars. They've been through things that would break others, but instead of running from the hurt, they faced it head on. They learned to use pain as fuel. Pain forces growth. It strips away comfort, ego, and weakness. It puts you in the fire and demands you rise stronger than you were before. You can't build real power without going through the struggle. You can't earn respect without surviving some form of suffering. Every great man has bled for something. Every great man has endured moments where quitting felt easier. But he didn't, because pain was the proof of his purpose. Pain doesn't come to stop you, it comes to strengthen you. Every time you endure it, you build a new layer of resilience. Every heartbreak, every failure, every disappointment is carving you into someone tougher, wiser, sharper. The man who learns to stand tall through pain becomes untouchable because he understands that pain isn't permanent. It's a phase, a process, a pressure designed to shape him. Weak men see pain as punishment. Strong men see it as preparation. They don't ask, why me? They ask, what is this trying to teach me? Because once you learn from pain, it loses its power to control you. Pain is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, spiritual. It's the loss, the rejection, the failure, the loneliness that tests whether you truly believe in your mission. Pain asks, do you still want it now? When it hurts, when it's heavy, when no one's cheering, because that's when most people quit. They want the reward, but not the suffering. They want the title, but not the test. But manhood isn't about what you get, it's about what you overcome. Real strength is built in the dark, in the moments you cry in silence, in the hours no one sees. That's where your character is forged, where you choose to stand back up even when your body screams to stay down. Pain is the ultimate mirror. It shows you who you are without filters. It reveals the truth about your patience, your faith, your will. If you run from pain, you run from growth. You run from the chance to find out what's inside you. Every time you face pain and survive it, you gain something deeper. Self-respect, confidence, courage. Pain humbles you, but it also hardens you. It teaches you to stop complaining, to stop expecting life to be easy. It teaches you to work harder, think sharper, and life stronger. A man who has never faced pain has never been tested, and a man who has never been tested can never be trusted. Pain gives you credibility. It gives weight to your words and power to your presence. People can feel it when you've been through something and refuse to break. They respect it. The world's tough. They can sense that you've walked through fire and came out sharper. Pain earns you that edge, that quiet confidence that doesn't need to boast. Because once you've survived enough pain, fear loses its grip on you. You stop being intimidated by life because you've already faced its worst. Pain is not your downfall. It's your awakening. It reminds you that you're alive, that you're built to endure, that your strength isn't found in avoiding difficulty, but in walking through it with your head held high. Every man must face pain at some point, and what he does in that moment defines him for life. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can hide from it, or you can embrace it. But if you want to stand tall in this world, if you want to earn the right to call yourself strong, then you must understand one truth. Pain is the test of your manhood, and passing it is the price of greatness. Lead yourself before you lead anyone. You can't guide others if you can't guide yourself. You can't demand respect, discipline, or trust from people when you don't live by those same standards. Leadership doesn't start with giving orders. It starts with ownership. The foundation of real leadership is self-control. Before you try to influence the world, you must first master your own mind, your own habits, your own emotions. Because a man who can't lead himself will always be led by his weaknesses. The most powerful people on earth didn't become leaders because they talked louder. They became leaders because they walked straighter. They led by example long before anyone followed. When you lead yourself, you build credibility. People don't listen to what you say. They watch what you do. They notice if you show up on time, if you keep your word, if you stay consistent. You can't fake leadership, just like you can't fake character. The truth always reveals itself in your daily behavior. If your emotions control your actions, if your impulses dictate your choices, if your habits betray your goals, then you're not in control, you're being controlled. To lead yourself means to command your decisions with clarity, not chaos. It means staying disciplined when distractions try to pull you off course. It means holding yourself accountable when no one's watching, because that's when real leadership begins. Leading yourself is about mastering your inner world. You have to silence the noise in your mind before you can speak with authority to others. It's about confronting your weaknesses instead of hiding from them. It's about being brutally honest with yourself, calling yourself out when you're slipping, pushing yourself harder when you're lazy, and forgiving yourself when you fall, but not letting yourself stay down. You can't fake strength in solitude. The man you are when no one's looking is the truest version of your leadership. The more you discipline your private life, the more power you gain in your public life. Leadership isn't about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself so deeply that others are inspired to follow. The best leaders aren't the ones shouting commands. They're the ones living with such conviction that their presence alone sets the standard. If you want people to listen, first show them something worth listening to. If you want people to work harder, let them see you outwork them. If you want people to stay focused, let them watch how focused you are. People don't follow titles. They follow energy, integrity, and consistency. You can't demand excellence if you don't embody it. You can't preach discipline if you don't live by it. To lead yourself means to make decisions based on principle, not pressure. It means standing firm when things get tough, keeping your vision steady when the world tries to shake it. It means not blaming others for your failures, but owning them completely and learning from them. A man who takes full responsibility for his life becomes dangerous because he no longer waits for permission or help. He moves with certainty. Self-leadership is freedom, is power. It's knowing that no matter how chaotic the world becomes, you remain steady because you've mastered yourself first. When you lead yourself, you become a standard others measure themselves against. You earn respect without asking for it. You inspire without trying to impress. You show people what consistency looks like. You don't need to convince anyone. You simply become undeniable. Because leadership isn't about being above others. It's about being ahead of yourself. It's waking up every day and choosing discipline over comfort, progress over excuses, purpose over pleasure. It's doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. You can't lead anyone to a place you haven't been. You can't guide others through storms you've never faced. To lead yourself means to walk through fire first, to take the hits, to make the mistakes, to learn the lessons, and then to share the wisdom. That's real leadership, not perfection, but authenticity. People don't want flawless leaders. They want real ones. Ones who blood fail risen and kept moving. You can't fake that kind of strength. It's built through self-leadership, through the daily commitment to be the kind of man others can count on. Before you tell anyone what to do, show them how it's done. Before you expect discipline from others, demand it from yourself. Before you point fingers, check your reflection. Because leadership always starts from within. You can't command a team, a business, a family, or a movement if you can't command your own thoughts and habits. When you lead yourself with discipline, integrity, and focus, you set the tone for everything around you. That's when people start following, not because you ask them to, but because they see something real, something rare, something worth following. That's what it means to lead yourself before you lead anyone.